All right, all right, all right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to this Social X webinar. My name is Adam Levy. You got Tuesday Night Live here. This is the social hour for the X team. We're glad you could be here. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We got a lot of great stuff to cover tonight. We do this every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time live. Great place for you to get together with your organization for inspiration and other great news and things. So thanks for hopping on tonight. And we got a lot of people piling in here. We're excited about that. I do want to make mention that we've got some great special guests on tonight that we're going to talk to. Before we get going, though, I want to make sure that we chat with some of our friends from way back. And I know Chad is on the line. Chad Newsom, how are you doing tonight, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing wonderful.
You're doing fantastic. Now, listen, I know you're really fired up about what's happening with Social X. Tell me, what some of your thoughts are. You've been kind of here for a little while and, kind of building your business on a steady pace. How are things going since this announcement of this incredible NuCalm was announced? Tell us how things are
Well,
going.
I'm very excited about the NuCalm. I have, I think, 5 people right now that is ready to jump on board just for the NuCalm. So we are excited for it. I have not personally got to try it yet. I'm ready to go as soon as it launches, hopefully tomorrow. But I guess the thing that excites me the most is I've never had the opportunity to share something that nobody else can. We can share this with our friends and they're not going to say, well, hey, I can get that over here for, same thing right over here. There's nothing else, comparable to it. We have the rights to it. So I think that is absolutely amazing.
It certainly makes a huge difference, right? When you don't have to play that my pill's better than your pill game.
Exactly.
Right? That's huge. And my glutathione's better than yours. My weight loss is better than yours. What I love about this is that no one, and I mean no one, will have what it is that we have. And that's exciting to me. And I know a lot of people on the Zoom here are also inspired about that. And it's why we're attracting so many people that are coming back and are just, finding us. It's just really a lot of fun that you got so many people from all walks coming back to see us here at Social X. And I got to say, this is the most fun that I've had building in this industry in a long time. And I've been involved in the industry now for I'm coming up on 40 years. I know I don't look that old, but yeah, it's been about 40 years. And I know we have a few people shaking their head that maybe have beat me out on that timeline. But, I've caught a couple of great things over that period of time, made a lot of money, helped a lot of people make a lot of money. But I've never seen a product, a health product, a digital health product dropped into our space, nothing to ship, right? You don't have to pay for shipping. I love that. Downloadable, open in 100 countries from day one. Hopefully tomorrow is day one, right? And to be able to do that in this space, it's just never happened. Not in the health space, not like this. And we've really enjoyed helping people with health. And I got to say, to have something like this it really is limitless to how far and wide that this can go. And the big thing that is important is that there's never been a product like this dropped into our space that has this much credibility already built in. Something that's been in the works and been developed and has had clinical studies for now 36 years. I believe Jim Poole says it took 32 years of research to map the frequencies of the human brain, right? So we're getting to benefit from all that research and multi-millions. We're talking over $50 million of investment. And this is a product that at one point was a $6,000 device, a class 3 FDA approved medical device. And this is something that only a few years ago was made available and more affordable and in the form of an app. And now we are the exclusive marketing partners for NuCalm here at Social X. And it's really all about relationships, and a lot of you are on the phone here. We've known you for a few years now, or some of you I've known for 10, 15, 20. Some of you I've known for even longer than that. And it just speaks volumes to how important relationships are in a business like this. David D'Arcangelo spent a lot of time working with Jim Poole, the CEO and president of NuCalm, over the last few years, and the timing just became right, and now we've got it, and no one else will have it. We'll be the exclusive global partner for NuCalm to market it in the direct sales space globally. So we're pretty excited to be a part of that. I know a lot of you are as well. Cowboy, I know you've got a special guest on the line. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about who you've got, and we'll love to hear from Dr. Pat. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, Adam, thank you very much. And I went to the mailbox today, and you got to be a product of the product. I got David D's book, nice little read, simple read. People are coming into business. I looked before the call, I think 13 new members today, multiple countries. This is hot, buddy. So today, I really got excited because you folks know cowboys never claimed to be a doctor. And you know, it's tough for a good old country boy just to talk and be able to communicate as deep as they can go. Well, I met Dr. Pat, and she's Pat Benfield, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, and we did a three-way with David D, and she joined, and you know, brain research is her go-to. 24 years, she'll tell you. But today I got a call, and this was just a call that it just made my day. She started telling me how the company started, who the scientist was. It went on and on. But you know, I said, you know, when I'm looking at something, I'm digging a tomato plant hole. I'm telling you, she dug deep enough to get an oak tree in there. And the harder she dug, the happier she got. And she called our friend Cheryl, and she said, this is it. And she's going to tell you why this is it. You know, the timing, the convenience. Let her do that. But we are honored to have Dr. Pat Benfield. Adam, I'm going to send it over to you and let you do the interview.
Okay, great.
Because I know we were talking questions today and you were writing down, so this way it will go smooth, my friend.
I'm looking forward to that. Thank you for that, Cowboy, and I'm really glad to have you part of the team, Dr. Pat. Great chatting with you a little bit earlier today. You know, why don't you tell everybody, I know you're really excited about what you have found with NuCalm, but let's go back a little bit and tell everybody a little bit about your background when it comes to brain health and helping people with those types of issues. We'd love to hear from you on that.
Well, I'm going to age myself because I started in the early and mid 70s. And actually, I was an educator to begin with, but I was non-traditional because I was more interested in how children learn and how our brain works. I did not believe in the traditional education that most of us was dishing out. So because there were a lot of children who did not learn well and respond well. So as a result, I left and opened my own private school for children with learning disorders, behavioral disorders, and attention deficit disorders. And they were very successful in our school because we worked more from the standpoint of how the brain works and how the brain learns. And then from there, that was a natural thing. I was interested in, about that time, I think it was in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, when we began thinking about treating people with traumatic brain injuries. And so I met a neuropsychologist who we just naturally clicked, and I helped him open his practice in Hickory, North Carolina, and Charlotte. And as a result, I became his clinical director. He had me doing all the neuropsychological testing for him. I did the cognitive rehabilitation therapies, and had recruited some of my teacher friends who had same philosophy and background for learning. And that led into my daughter, who is a licensed professional counselor. We left that practice and opened our own practice where we had people who were sent to us. They usually had run the whole gamut with the doctors. It was traumatic brain injury, kids with attention deficit disorders, which their attentional problems can be very different from somebody who has had a brain injury. And also any neurophysiological disorder that came up, seizures, whatever. So we worked with the whole gamut with that in our private practice. And so as a result, I had to, of course, expand my tool belt. I had started with dealing with stress, because your brain does not discriminate between whether it's an emotional stress, a physical stress, or whatever. It just interprets it as stress and will respond accordingly. And so I began training in biofeedback, the galvanic skin conductance, the skin temp, all of the breathing, the heart rate variability. I did a lot of work with that in teaching people how to breathe and relax and to calm down, how to interrupt seizures that were beginning to develop. And actually, I was driving in downtown Charlotte, heavy traffic, when a client was on the verge of having a major seizure, and I was able to talk him out of it. But there's just so many things that you have to know and have to do. And it was very difficult with that kind of training. And then I decided that wasn't good enough. So I took training in working with people doing QEEG brain mapping. So I could identify and establish protocols for training through a conditioning process. It was very time consuming, very expensive. You have to know what you're doing. And along those lines, I was also using what this is based on. So some of the information is old, and my mentors and people that I've worked with were pioneers in the field back 30 years ago. So I know that they probably knew Dr. Holloway, and I never got the opportunity to meet him. I'd love to, but I didn't. But anyway, I learned how to do the brain mapping, neurofeedback training, and it's very expensive, very time consuming and cumbersome. But I had also used Mind Alive as a company, Dave Seaver, who had developed similar. You used headphones, you wore these glasses that was an entrainment device, which is what this is. This technology is a form of entrainment to get your brain to synchronize to a specific frequency to alter the state. So anyway, that's kind of my background. And the reason I was so excited was, oh my gosh, how many people we could have helped very inexpensively and very quickly had we had this technology then.
Wow, well, that's a mouthful, but I gotta say, I love your background on it. And now I know you did some really deep dive research on this to find out more about NuCalm, and the more you looked at it, the stronger it got. I mean, can you imagine if you had this, like you said, for the clinics that you opened up and the people that you were helping would have made a huge difference. Something I didn't tell you earlier today when we talked. My daughter, Alexa, she had executive functioning issues in school, as many kids do today. And we went as far as doing some kind of brain mapping, and I think it was like a QEEG type of thing. It was $5,000 for those treatments. And
Yes.
yeah, it was incredible how expensive it was. Had we had this, it would have been such certainly a money saver, but a lifesaver as well. So I just appreciate you being on here. Just real quick, the research that you did, tell us a little bit about, how excited you are about NuCalm and what your thoughts are about what you found.
Well, I learned, first of all, that Jim Poole um, met Dr. Holloway, who told him that he told Jim that he had a severely damaged brain. And of course, Jim was not very happy to hear that. But Dr. Holloway had told him that this was like 15 years earlier. Anyway, he said, by the time you're 50, you'll not be able to tie your shoes. And so anyway, they went through the appointment meeting, and Jim learned about the technology. And he said what impressed him most was when Dr. Holloway took him back to the airport for him to fly home, that he shook his hand and he said, I will keep you healthy if you will make me wealthy. Okay, so that was when that partnership began. And as a result, then Jim Poole said that he then decided to accept the position, or became CEO of the company that now develops, NuCalm. And so that was kind of how that all started. And of course, all that was based on, and he began using, he said, Rescue and Deep Sleep, which were the two apps that was available until later, and that's what he used, and they used that to also over 2,700,000 surgeries using that Rescue app. And they also saw not only how incredible it was, and that the people said that they were very aware of what was happening, but they didn't really care. In other words, there was just no sense of, yeah. And so he said it was just a miracle. He said he had observed over 500 surgeries himself, and that he always felt that it was just like magic to see that. And then they used it for post surgery, which helped with the recovery being much quicker. And then I was really interested when he said that they also, during that early stages, that they also began using it with stage 4 cancer patients, and what a success that was. So I got into the physiology of how all that works. That was what was so interesting to help me get with that. So.
Well, Dr. Pat, thank you for doing all that research. I know I've seen some of that information. Obviously, you've done quite a bit of it yourself, and I just so glad to have you on the team. Congratulations to Cheryl, who brought you in, and Cowboy for introducing us today. So I'm really glad that you got to spend some time with us tonight. We'll check it back in with you in the future. Hopefully you can help a lot more people now that you have something that is way more affordable and accessible in the NuCalm app for that technology that you've known about and used in the past in your life. So appreciate you being here, Dr. Pat. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. So, hey, we got a couple of things I wanted to cover tonight. On the X Team Facebook page, I just put Mike Swilling's recording of the comp plan. He did a great job today. He recorded a great overview, a simple overview, very clear overview, and that is on the X Team. It's also on Legacy Team site as well on Facebook, and you can catch that and use that recording. People are going to ask, what's the comp plan like, right? And I think Mike did an amazing job with that. So please make a note of that, take advantage of it. I got to say, as I'm out prospecting with folks and I'm reaching out to folks, there's certain scripts that we're using, some of us, and you want to maybe get together with somebody in your upline and see what they're using as a script to reach out and start conversations. And I have to say, this is not like anything else anybody's been presented before. So a lot of times people's reactions are, no, I'm not interested, because maybe they're doing something, they're focused on something, they've got another program that they're really trying to build, and that happens. But guess what? If they watch the 3-minute video of Jim Poole, the one that's going to be on your new website, it's also available in your back office, talk about NuCalm, you will get those people to say at least, you know what, I'd like to try this product, right? So don't take no for an answer. Be a little bit of a pushy, not a pest, but a little pushy to at least get them to take a look. Say, listen, do me a favor. I know you're not really that interested. At least, will you do me a favor and take 3 minutes out and watch this video, right? And if they like it, well, there's another 3-minute video right after that. You can send them and so say maybe 6 minutes. Can you take 6 minutes? That's all I'm asking. And after that, if you're not interested, I won't bug you. Because here's what I have found. I've got people saying I'm not interested, but they don't know what they don't know. They don't know what they're not interested in. And when you say, listen, this is too good to miss, you don't want to miss this, at least watch this for 3 minutes. I send them a link, even though they said no. And guess what? They come back to me and they say stuff like, hey, can you send me the comp plan? Or, wow, this seems amazing. I would like to at least have this for myself. So I just want to point that out, that you're offering something here that's never been offered before in our space, and you want to treat it like that. It's that special. It's that unique. They've never seen anything quite like it, and we're going to be open in a lot of countries very, very quickly. Again, nothing to ship. It's just downloadable, and you're off to the races. Hope everybody's got a nice Bluetooth speaker at home. Dust one off, find it, go get one. A nice headset would be good. I got this for Christmas a few years ago. This is a Sennheiser. This is a very expensive one. You don't need to go that crazy, but get yourself the tools that you need to be able to experience this app when it's available, hopefully tomorrow, and that's going to be kind of important. Other than that, let's see if there's anything else. Oh, tonight, yes, of course. Coming up at 9 p.m. Eastern time is the very first NuCalm opportunity presentation. We're going to be closing this Zoom out in the next few minutes, so you have time to build for and bring people to that event, because you're going to have the very first opportunity to see what this presentation looks like for NuCalm as an opportunity that they'll be doing at the corporate level, and that starts at 9 p.m. Eastern this evening. To get there, you're going to go to socialxwebinar.com. Socialxwebinar.com is where you'll find all the Zooms for the corporation, for corporate. Okay, you're going to find them there. The 7-day trial. Okay, well, 7-day trial. Hopefully everybody gets to try that tomorrow and get started on it. Hopefully our next Tuesday Night Live will have testimonies coming, from everybody, because I got to say, I'm blown away at how well this works. I was listening to the Ignite program on my way to my tennis match today. I had it cranked up on the Bose speakers in my car, and I got to say, it was amazing to have that going on and kind of amping myself up, changing my frequency, getting ready to play a seriously hard tennis match. And I'd like to say I won, but it was not the perfect day, but I played really well. So anyway, so these are the kinds of things that you're going to want to be doing and using this for. It's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to teaming up with everybody and seeing you on Tuesday Night Lives. We do them every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And again, socialxwebinar.com at 9 p.m. this evening. You don't want to miss it. Everybody, thank you for hopping on tonight. We'll see you all next week. Bye-bye for now.